Workout Wednesday, wide back Wednesday. Y'all know how we do, man. Late night post before I go back to work tonight, man. I said, let me give me a quick one in. Something that was on my mind, I be at work a lot of times, sometimes when I be scrolling on the internet, I be reading stuff on Yahoo, and oftentimes I go to the comment section, man. And something that I realized, man, it's a lot of negative people out here, man, that, they resent and they're envious and jealous of other people that are successful, that are doing big things in life, And it's like, I go through the comment, man, and it be negative comment after negative comment, man. It's like these people, man, you can't win whether you do this or you do that. It's like a losing proposition in some people's eyes, you know what I'm saying? I understand, the more successful you become in life, the more negative people you're going to attract, the more haters, the people that try to downplay your success, the more it's just going to come, the bigger you go, man. I seen that when I first started my YouTube channel, man. That comes with the territory. Everybody ain't happy for you. Everybody's not clapping for you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't want to see you win and be successful. So you got to understand that, and it's a fact in life that success has enemies. When you successful, man, like I said, everybody ain't happy for your ass, man. You'll have people in your own family, your own day ones, man. You start to elevate above them. Y'all used to be right here, but you start to go on your own path and you start, boom, getting ahead. Meanwhile, they still stuck right here. They stagnant, man. They start to look up to you, man. And it's like, bam, they looking up like, damn, they trying to pull you back down. It's like they want to stay at where you at on their level. You know what I'm saying? And that's not how life works. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to leave people behind. Everybody can't go. You got to keep going. You don't never feel bad. Don't never feel sorry for anything that you do in life, to become successful, all the blessings that you reap from your hard work, and never feel sorry from that. Never let nobody make you feel bad about what you're trying to do with your life and the things that you're going to accomplish, man. You know what I'm saying? I got people like that. I get people all the time like that, man. And I want them to understand. I want y'all to understand. They not stopping nothing. They not stopping nothing, man. The show must go on. You feel me, man? Whether they choose to stay right here, hating, being in a negative mind space, or whether they choose to look up to you as a source of motivation and inspiration that they could do it too, man. The choice is on them, But one thing I know for sure, I'm not coming back down here, man. I work too hard. I put in too much hustle and effort to come back down, man. It's only up. It's only up from here, man. You feel me, man? I'm not going nowhere but up. I got to keep going on my mission in life. And y'all should have the same mindset, man. Don't never slow down. Don't never downplay your success. Don't never try to dumb things down. Try to come back down to people's level, man. That's why elevation in life, it requires separation. Everybody is not going to go to the same place, But the thing I don't understand is like, bam, you sitting there, right? You hating on somebody, right? And it's like y'all got the same air. And granted, I know that everybody, some people in life, they're destined to be way more successful than others. You could do everything right. You could try your hardest, man, and you will never be able to replicate the success of some people, man. Some people, they just got that special anointment. It is what it is. You can't hate or be mad at that, because this is the thing. God blesses us all differently, man. Everybody got a different calling in life. You just got to figure out what's your bread and butter, how to make your light shine. Don't never try to dim somebody else's light. I ain't never had a hating bone in my body. I ain't never had to try to dim someone else's light to try to get my shine on. I figured out a way, what my strengths were, and I try to highlight that. I try to figure out what I'm good at, and I try to find a way to take advantage of that, man. And, that'll be my light for the world to see. Just because somebody doing something different over there or over there, and they doing it better than me, man, don't mean I'm about to sit here and just be hating on somebody, man. Because like I say, man, that's just wasted energy, man, wasted emotion that you could be using towards something more productive, man. When you sitting by hating on somebody, you're not doing nothing but blocking your own blessings. And when you blocking your own blessings, it's like you mad at somebody else for receiving their blessings, man, when you should be focused on how you can get blessings in your life, because one thing about it, God see everything. The universe, man, it rewards you or it punishes you for your mindset, how you treat, how you think about other people, how you view other people, man. So when you got that hate in your heart, you negative towards other people, man, mad at them because they successful, they winning in life, man, it's not doing nothing but slowing you down and just holding you back from your true calling, your purpose, your passion in your life, and I want to go over some things, that successful people understand. The first one, if you are not progressing, you just stagnating, man. The most successful people in the world, they always trying to progress. They always trying to improve on themselves, man. The worst thing you could do is be the same person that you were last year today. A year from today, when you look up and it's a year from today, man, we can start today right now, a year from today, man, you're supposed to have improved in damn near every aspect of your life, financially, emotionally, man, physically, spiritually, man. If you still in the same place as last year, then you're losing, man. You're hustling backwards, man. You got to sit down at the drawing board and you got to sit down at the drawing board and you got to figure out your strategy. You got to rework your strategy. Simple as that. This is the next thing, man. Life gonna hit you no matter who you are and no matter how much money you got, how successful you are. Life gonna always hit you at some point, man. The thing is, can you get hit and keep moving, man? You get knocked down in life, can you get back up and keep getting back in the fight, man, in the race, man? Because one thing about it, man, as long as you got air in your body, you got a fighting chance. The most successful people in the world are resilient. You feel me, man? No matter what life throws at them, man, they always got it in their head that they can figure it out. They can come right back. You know what I'm saying? They're going to keep going. You feel? That's how I am. I always got, no matter what I go through in this life, as long as I got air in my body, man, and the good Lord chose to wake me up, man, I'm going to figure it out. I always figure it out like I always do. It may be hard at the time. It may be tough right now, but hey, I'm going to go through them storms. I'm going to overcome. This is the next thing. The world respects strength and courage, man. When you got the strength and the courage to be who you want to be in this world, to not sit by and be a spectator and actually jump in the game of life and be a participator and go after what you really want, man. People respect that, even if they don't say it, even if they pretend like they don't, man. Even the haters, the people that resent you or that's mad at you for winning in life, man, they secretly admire that, man. Let's just keep it real, man. They just don't know how to express it. They wish it was still, man, but they're like, damn, how is he doing it, man? How do he got that where do we get that strength from, to put himself out there like that, to figure out his calling or what it is he trying to do with his life and to become successful at that. You feel me, man? That's how a lot of people are going to look at you, man, especially once you get off that porch and you start making moves, you start making stuff happen, and they understand that you a person of value that makes things shake, man. They going to come to respect you, man. The world respect people like that. This is the next thing, man. You, at the end of the day, you just got to find your calling in life. You got to find what you good at, man. Somebody else, they may be good at something else, man, that I'm not good at. I may be good at something that somebody else isn't good at, man. But at the end of the day, man, find your calling in life, what you good at, man, and find a way to capitalize off of that, man. You feel me, man? I'm good at the gym, working. I've been working out mostly all my life, so that's one of the things that, I try to highlight. That's one of the things people, they come asking me advice about, or, people always give me, compliments, stuff like that. I've been doing it all my life. You know what I'm saying? So that, like I said, that's my bread and butter right there. So, a lot of the things that I do, it revolves around the gym, working out, and fitness. Like, you may be good at something that I'm not good at. You may be good at the guitar. You may be a good Nintendo 64 player. Something, you know what I'm saying? I might not be good in the games or playing the guitar. But like I say, God blesses us all differently, man. You just got to find your blessing and ride your wave. You feel me, man? This is the last thing I'm going to leave y'all with, man. Successful people, they think in abundance. abundance, not a limited mindset, man. Everything that you go through in your life, man, you know your battles, it is that you're going to overcome, man. A lot of it, man, it revolves around your mindset, man. If you think in a negative headspace or a limited mindset, man, you just handicapping yourself, man. It's like you walking around with crutches and you don't even need the crutches, man. If you go into it, you know, with a negative, you know, bad attitude, it's like you set yourself up to lose before you even got in the race. You know, anything I go into in my life, man, I always try to think optimistically about it. I always try to think positivity. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be on no negative vibes, man, telling myself I can't do it, man, because I know if I go into it with that type of headspace, you know, it's like I already lost before I even started, man. So I want to go into it, you know, with a winner's mindset. I'm thinking in abundance. You know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking like, you know, I can't do this, man, or I can't do that. I'm thinking, how can I do it? How can I accomplish that stuff? And then it's not enough just to think that. You got to get up and put the play into motion. You got to get up and start making stuff happen. Once you figure out what you need to be doing, it's time to get up and start hustling towards your goals. If y'all like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel at the Ghetto Bodybuilder. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok at the Ghetto Bodybuilder. I got that merchandise for sale. Tap in with me on my website. It's one of my gym shirts, unapologetically swag. Got all sizes, all colors available. Y'all got any input, thoughts, comments on this video? Make sure you drop a comment. I'll be sure to get back with you as soon as I can. Y'all know how we come in. Let's get motivated.